Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you my match reaction for the Newcastle United Manchester United game. So yesterday night it ended Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 4 at St James's Park. Got to say it's our best performance of the season so far. And it was good to see a reaction from the 6-1 hammering against Tottenham before the international break. And if we hadn't beaten Newcastle yesterday night, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could have been sacked as Manchester United manager. Now, got to say, there was a lot of players I was impressed with. One of them players was Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire got his name on the score sheet. He was the one that got our equaliser, and it was a very, very good header from the corner. Harry Maguire was also very effective in the air. I thought defensively he was also very, very good. Don't forget, Harry Maguire was a doubt for this game because he did sustain a knock in the England-Denmark game. Solskjaer was saying prior to the game against Newcastle that he was backing Harry Maguire to bounce back from his early season troubles because Harry Maguire was recently sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. Don't forget, he had that incident in Greece the other month. So it's good to see him rejuvenate himself, really, really was. And he also had another good chance in the game. This season is Harry Maguire's second season at Manchester United. Obviously, he is our current captain. There's been a lot of Manchester United fans saying that, we should take the captaincy off him. As it stands at the moment, Harry Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world. Also, I got to say, I was very, very impressed with Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez got his name on the score sheet. He also had a goal disallowed. He missed a penalty. And he got the assist for Marcus Rashford's fourth. Bruno Fernandez did recently deny that he had a bust-up with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Fabrizio Romano did confirm prior to this game that there was no problem between Bruno Fernandez and Solskjaer, because there was reports coming out last week, weren't there, saying that Bruno Fernandez lost faith in Solskjaer and he was demanding him out, and it said he was infuriated with the board over the lack of signings. Bruno Fernandez has been at Manchester United for just over 8 months now. Got him back in January from Sporting Lisbon. Don't forget, Bruno Fernandez won some at Buzzard Player of the Year. I think he must have won Premier League Player of the Month around 3 times, reflecting on his good run of performances. There was reports coming out from the Sun recently. I know the Sun isn't a reliable source, but they said that Real Madrid and Barcelona are interested in Bruno Fernandez. Also, I was very, very impressed with Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, got 2 assists in the game. He also scored our 4th goal. Rashford was also the one that won the penalty. And Rashford had some other good chances in the game, so he could have had, more than 1 goal. He made some very, very good runs in behind, caused all sorts of problems for Newcastle's back line. And like I said to you, Marcus Rashford has really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Rashford is now the age of 22. He has been a United player since the age of 7. So he's been at the club around 15 years. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Also, I got to say, Juan Mata was absolutely superb. Juan Mata, created pockets of space. I thought his hold-up play was very, very good. He was definitely our best attacker yesterday night. And also got an assist for Harry Maguire's equaliser. Juan Mata's enjoyed a very, very good start to this season. He did well in both of the Carabao Cup games against Luton and Brighton. He scored against Luton, he scored against Brighton, also got an assist against Brighton. He got given man of the match in both of them games in the Carabao Cup. Juan Mata has scored 50 goals for Manchester United in 258 appearances in all competitions. I did say, didn't I, Juan Mata should play more regularly. We can say he has lost that yard of pace because obviously now he's aging up. Juan Mata's enjoyed around 6 years or so now at Manchester United. We paid just under £40 million in from Chelsea back in 2014. Recently, he rejected an £18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia, but he's confirmed he wants to stay at Man United. Juan Mata came in for Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood wasn't playing yesterday night. Solskjaer has confirmed that Mason Greenwood wasn't fit enough to play. So I presume Mason Greenwood should be involved in the next game, hopefully. I think Mason Greenwood is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. We had a few issues with him though before the start of this season. Mason Greenwood is obviously now our number 11. He's the 4th Manchester United player to wear the number 11. And Wan-Bissaka, also got to give him a lot of credit. I thought he showed some good attacking intent in the game. I thought defensively, very, very good. Also put some good crosses into the box. And Wan-Bissaka got his name on the score sheet. It was his first Manchester United goal. Yesterday was his 50th appearance for the club. This season is Wan-Bissaka's 2nd season at Manchester United. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace last summer. So it's good to see him rejuvenate himself because, to be honest with you, Wan-Bissaka hasn't had the best of starts to the season. I think he had a couple of other chances in the game. There was one part where I think it was meant to be a cross and actually, it forced Darlow into making a save. And he had another chance as well, I do recall. So I'm going to give him a lot of credit. Victor Lindelof, to be honest with you, don't think he was bad. Don't think he was outstanding. I think he did make some good blocks in the game. I think dealt with Callum Wilson quite well on a couple of occasions. Victor Lindelof has got to improve as a Manchester United player. Lindelof's enjoyed like 3 years or so now at the football club. Got him from Benfica back in 2017 for £30 million. Luke Shaw, I think he had an okay game. Obviously, he was the one that got the own goal for Newcastle's first goal in the opening 2 minutes of the game. I don't think that was particularly, Luke Shaw's fault, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things that happens. But after that, like I said, Luke Shaw grew into the game. David De Gea, I'm going to give him credit. I think he made some good saves in the game. He made a very, very good save to deny Callum Wilson. He also made a good save to deny Maximin. David De Gea definitely wasn't at fault for the own goal. Couldn't really do much about it. I probably think David De Gea is going to remain our number one this season. But like I've said, I think we should put Dean Henderson as number one. This season is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United. David De Gea has made over 400 appearances for Man United in all competitions. He's made over 300 appearances in the Premier League. These are possibility chance he could leave the football club next summer. When De Gea does leave Man United, he will go back to Spain, won't he? But he has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances over the years. We paid just over £18 million in from Atletico Madrid back in 2011, didn't we? Daniel James. Well, I don't think he were that good, to be honest with you. I thought Daniel James lost the possession far too many times. Fred did well in parts of the game. McTominay, don't think, he was too bad. Got to say, Newcastle were absolutely dreadful. I think it was their goalkeeper that were their best performer, because he made a lot of saves in the game. I read some of the stats of the game, by the way. I think we had like 60% of possession. We had around 28 shots, created 28 chances. So that just shows how dominant Manchester United were. And 3 of our goals came after the 85th minute. By the way, Alex Telles, he wasn't involved in the game. I don't actually know why. A lot of Manchester United fans were expecting him to make his debut for the club. I think, Alex Telles is going to be a good signing for Manchester United. We got him for just over £15 million with add-ons included, and he signed a 4-year contract with the club with an option of a further year. And I presume now he should be our first choice left back. But I'm surprised he didn't get selected yesterday night. Donny van de Beek still has not yet made his full debut in the Premier League. I expected him to start yesterday night. He did come off the bench and he made an impact, when he came on, to be fair. I think Donny van de Beek has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. We got Donny van de Beek, was it, in a deal worth like £40 million. And he signed a 5-year contract with the club with an option of a further year, and currently wears the number 34 shirt. We're considering changing his position. We're considering putting Donny van de Beek on the left wing. Paul Pogba, he didn't start the game, but he came off the bench, did Paul Pogba. And wasn't that bad, to be quite honest with you, when he came on. We had the news regarding Paul Pogba recently, that we triggered a 12-month extension on his contract. I'm still expecting Paul Pogba to leave the football club next summer. The other week, Paul Pogba had made an admission saying that he wants to join Real Madrid one day, and Paul Pogba said last year, didn't he, that he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge, and he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane. He said from Mundo Deportivo recently that Barcelona are interested in signing Paul Pogba on a free. This was before, we triggered that 12-month extension on his contract. There's obviously been narratives of him possibly going back to Juventus, Paul Pogba. But I think he'll definitely stay with us for at least this season. Solskjaer was saying prior to the Newcastle game, he's confident he'll stay for another 2 years. He's had some good periods as a Manchester United player, like I've mentioned. Did well towards the end of last season, and he did well in that 3-month period when Solskjaer was the interim manager. This season's his 5th season since he rejoined from Juventus. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. Sustained a few injuries as a Man United player for the vast majority of last season. Didn't have a perception on Pogba because he was out with that ankle injury, wasn't he? So, yeah. Nemanja Matic, he also came on in the game. To be fair, I expected Matic to start the game. I thought he would have done. Matic, there's aspects of his game that have improved, to be honest with you. I thought he had some good games towards the end of last season. Matic will stay for at least another season, I think. Not so long ago, he signed a 3-year deal with the club. We got Matic in a deal just worth over £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. So there were the subs we brought on. Obviously, Edison Cavani didn't play. He was unavailable due to COVID-19 restrictions. So Edison Cavani didn't make his debut for the club. Don't forget, on deadline day, we got Edison Cavani on a 3 transfer. Cavani signed a 1-year contract with an option of a 2nd year worth over £200,000 a week. Edison Cavani is our new number 7. He did reveal not so long ago that it was Ander Herrera and Angel Di Maria that advised him to come to Man United. Herrera and Angel Di Maria are former Manchester United players. I do believe that Edison Cavani will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's what I believe. There was no Anthony Martial, was there? So it was actually Rashford playing up top. Anthony Martial obviously got sent off in the 6-1 defeat to Tottenham, so he got a 3-match suspension. So obviously now he's served 1 game, so he's got 2 matches to serve as Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial, like I said, anyway, hasn't enjoyed the best of starts to this season. I thought he was exceptional last season under Solskjaer, and he was very, very good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's enjoyed 5 years or so at the football club, hasn't he? So, yeah. But like I said, very good to get back to winning ways. Really, really is. By the way, we haven't lost away in any competition since January. So, that's very, very good news. By the way, Solskjaer gave his perception on the game. He believes the win at Newcastle marks the start of Manchester United's season. Alan Shearer, I was watching him on Match of the Day yesterday, and he salutes Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for changing his lineup, because Shearer mentioned that, his lineup had to be changed, obviously. From a Newcastle perspective, they'll be very, very disappointed. And Newcastle, had a pretty good start to the season. Before this game, Newcastle were unbeaten in their last 4 matches in all competitions. Before this league game, they'd won against Burnley by 3-1. And don't forget, Newcastle are into the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup. Newcastle, I think, only had a few players out. Obviously, Dwight Gale wasn't available for them, and Matt Ritchie wasn't available for them. I heard that, though, before the game, they could have been without 6 players, Newcastle. And to be honest with you, they did make some good signings in the summer transfer window. They brought Jamal Lewis in, who was obviously playing yesterday. They brought Callum Wilson in, who's actually done well for them so far. Obviously, they brought Ryan Fraser in. Didn't make his first start for Newcastle yesterday. He didn't start the game, but he did come off the bench. And they also brought Jeff Henrique in, who I think was playing for them yesterday. Steve Bruce is their current manager. Like I said to you on the preview, a lot of Newcastle fans would have been upset when Rafa Benitez resigned from them last year. I think the main explanation Rafa Benitez resigned is because he felt as though he wasn't getting backed enough by Newcastle. Mike Ashley's still Newcastle's current owner. He's been their owner for like 13 years or so now. But there was talks of, obviously, the Saudi Arabians taking over at Newcastle. But the game yesterday was totally contrast to the one last season, because obviously, the game at St James's Park last season, we lost by 1-0. We did have our chances in that game, so Solskjaer mentioned we was actually unlucky to lose that game. But I think a lot of Manchester United fans expected us to win that yesterday. They really, really did. So we have played 4 league games now. Obviously, we've won 2 and we've lost 2, obviously. We lost our opening game against Crystal Palace by 3-1. That was our worst defeat on an opening day of a Premier League season since 1995. We were lucky to beat Brighton on the second game, 3-2. We beat them. In reality, should have ended 2-2. We lost 6-1 to Tottenham. That was our worst defeat under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era and our worst defeat since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And we beat Newcastle 4-1. That's probably the biggest win we've had in the league for a while, of what I recall anyway. But yeah, so I might as well do it on this video. Let's go through the player ratings. So, gonna give David De Gea a 7 out of 10. Like I mentioned earlier on, made some very, very good saves in the game and wasn't fault for the own goal. And Wan-Bissaka, he's going to get a 8 out of 10, like I mentioned earlier on. Scored his first Man United goal on his 50th appearance for the club and showed good attacking intent, defensively good, put some good crosses into the box. And at times, was caught out by Maximin, but prior to that, very, very good game from Wan-Bissaka. Victor Lindelof, going to give him a 6 out of 10. Don't think he was outstanding, but don't think he was that bad. Like I said, made some good blocks in the game. Harry Maguire, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Very, very impressed with him, like I mentioned. Very effective in the air. His concentration was very, very good and also got his name on the score sheet. Good to see him bounce back. Luke Shaw, he's going to get a 6 out of 10. Obviously, got the own goal. That was bad, but I think as the game went on, he grew into the game, did Luke Shaw. Fred, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I don't think he was his best Fred, to be honest with you. Tominway, going to give him a 6 out of 10. Again, don't think, he was at his best. Bruno Fernandez, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Bruno Fernandez was exceptional, like I mentioned. Got a goal, got an assist, missed a penalty, and had a goal disallowed. Marcus Rashford, going to give him a 9 out of 10. Rashford, like I mentioned, got 2 assists, got his name on the score sheet, also won the penalty, like I mentioned earlier on, and also had some other chances where Darlow denied him, so Rashford could have had more than 1 goal, like I mentioned earlier on. Juan Mata, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Like I said, Juan Mata was making things happen. His pressing was good. He created lots of space. And like I mentioned, Juan Mata got an assist. Daniel James, going to give him a 5 out of 10. Don't think he was at his best. I think, to be honest with you, Daniel James lacked that final pass and he was lacking in that attacking third of the pitch. Let's be honest. Donny van der Beek, give him a 7 out of 10 when he came on. Paul Pogba, 6 out of 10. And Matic will give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings from this game. Now, Manchester United's next game is Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. It is our first group stage game in the Champions League. And it's obviously, going to be a very difficult one. But the positive news is, from a Man United perspective, I heard PSG could be without quite a few players. I heard as Neymar picked up an injury. I think Ander Herrera's unavailable, I heard, so he may not be able to verse his former club. Marco Verratti and Mario Icardi are also unavailable, I think. Marquinhos, he's also unavailable. Bernat, I think he's been out with injury. Kara, he's been out with injury. I heard that quite a few PSG players got tested positive for coronavirus. We did knock PSG out of the last 16 last year, beating them by 3-1. We overcome a 2-goal deficit because we was 2-0 down from the first leg. And then obviously our next league game is Chelsea. So hopefully now we can go on a good winning run. I still don't think, in all honesty, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right manager for Manchester United. Like I've said to you, I don't think he's good enough as a manager to succeed. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. And I want his managerial tenure to work out. Solskjaer's managed nearly 100 games now as Manchester United manager. And he's won over 50 games as Manchester United manager. And he's been at Manchester United now nearly 2 years. This season is his second full season at the football club. And I've already gone through with you what Solskjaer needs to do to avoid getting sacked. And that's obviously, players improving. And they did do that yesterday, to be fair. Solskjaer's decision making, like I said, obviously got to improve, because in a lot of his games at Manchester United he's been very tactically naive. And like I said at the start of the season, I think he's got to exceed his expectations. I think Solskjaer this season's probably got to guide us to a top 4 finish and win a trophy if he's to keep his job at Manchester United. I think it's very imperative that we win a trophy, because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under Solskjaer. And we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years. If we did decide to sack Solskjaer, it would cost the club around £4 million. That's totally contrast to the 18 million that we paid to get rid of Mourinho. Solskjaer's still got a contract with Man United until 2022, so just under 2 years left on his contract. Obviously, we know that there's been talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in to replace him. Pochettino could still come into replacing, because there was reports coming out last week saying that we did make contact with Mauricio Pochettino's representatives, and Pochettino's keen on taking over at Manchester United. Pochettino has been managerless now for like a year, or is it nearly a year? I think he's a better manager than Solskjaer. Pochettino is, he's well proven in the Premier League and he's dealt with top players. My only element of concern about Pochettino, he's not won anything in terms of silverware. But he did enjoy a good 5.5 years with Tottenham. He guided Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final last year. Before he was at Tottenham, he was at Southampton, and before Southampton, he was at Espanyol. It also mentions that we've been looking at Massimiliano Allegri as an alternative to Pochettino. But we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers, because 3 managers have already been sacked since the Ferguson era, and that was Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. But Solskjaer did admit prior to this game against Newcastle that the pressure was on, and I think reflects on this win against Newcastle. Maybe the pressure has eased off Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a little bit. But I've always said to you, not all of the blame stems from him anyway. Like I said, players have had to take responsibility. A lot of the blame stems from the board as well, in relation to, transfers and that. Because in the summer transfer window, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough. Like I mentioned to you, we missed out on all of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority targets. We missed out on a lot of targets in general in the summer transfer window. But I don't think any of the managers have been backed enough from the board since, Alex Ferguson's retirement. So Moyes wasn't backed enough, Van Gaal wasn't, and Jose Mourinho wasn't, and Solskjaer hasn't been. You know? Woodward's been at the club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the club since 2005, haven't they? And Matt Judge has been with us around 7 seasons now. But Solskjaer's enjoyed around 4 transfer windows at the club. You know, he has spent over £200 million since he became Manchester United manager. Obviously, in the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January, he bought Bruno Fernandez and he brought Odin Igalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of this year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri. By the way, Solskjaer said he's more of the future for Facundo Pellistri, but he does rate Pellistri from his first few training sessions. And Amad Traore, he's going to be joining the club in January. So we have made some good signings under him. You know, we've seen a lot of players leave since Solskjaer got recommended into the club. And I also like the way he has promoted the youth. And we've also had some very, very good periods under the Solskjaer era. You know, went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. Also went on a 14-game unbeaten run in the Premier League. Did well in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.